Hi everybody! In this video I'm going to show you how to create your own insert like this um, to pop in a box to hold different products, and I'm going to just show it for simplicity's sake with these three candle glasses. And I'm also just going to use fictional sizes because the size of it doesn't matter. It's just the method that you'll use to create your inserts. So the insert is going to be one that stands up inside a box. It's about a half height insert, and it's got these folding cutouts, the like a little door on each side, so it cuts across the top, cuts down the middle and across the bottom, and then these fold in down the side to hold your glass or your jar or whatever you're putting in your box nice and secure. So let's go to Design Space. It's this that I'm going to create. I've just done this as a practice to see. I normally design in Illustrator, so I'm not really an expert in Design Space at all. But it came out quite well, this one. So I'll just hide that for now and we'll start again. So when you make an insert for a box, it just needs to be fractionally smaller, lengthwise and widthwise, than your box is. So whatever your box is, if you're working in millimeters, I'd recommend that you make it about 2 millimeters smaller, widthwise and lengthwise, than your box is. And then whatever your height of your box is, whatever your product height is, generally speaking, I make my inserts about half height. That's if I'm boxing something like a candle box like that, or a jar, or something that's got some depth to it. If I'm putting shallower things in it and I just need a cutout to hold that, then I will just make the insert high enough so that the thing that's being slotted into it can't slide under the insert or pop out over the top. But the one I want to show today is this one, for something round that sits in a deep box where the insert's going to be half the height of the product. Okay, so for argument's sake, I'm going to say that my box is 250 millimeters long, and I'm going to talk in millimeters rather than centimeters because for accuracy, dealing in millimeters is just easier, and it's what I've done all my life, working millimeters, so I'm going to continue to do that. So I'm going to say that my box is 250 millimeters long, it's 120 millimeters deep, so front to back, and it's 60 millimeters high. So my insert is going to be 2 millimeters shorter than that. I'll bring a shape in and we'll talk about it that way, it's easier. So bring a square in and just unlock the padlock. So I said that my box was 250 millimeters long, which is 25 centimeters. So I want my insert to be 248 or 24.8 wide. And I said my box was 120 front to back, so I want my insert to be 118, which is 11.8 centimeters. So if we were looking straight down on the top of the box, that would be our insert right from the top. I'm just going to change it to a slightly less depressing colour. Right, so we make it yellow. So we've got the basic top of the insert there, and so now we need to make the walls. These are the walls that would fold down and sit inside the box, so you're creating like a little table that you then make cutouts in that your products can sit in. So we're going to take this box and we're going to copy and paste it. And if you remember, I said that I like inserts for round things like jars or candles to be half the height of the product. That wouldn't be the case if the jar was standing up. You probably wouldn't need to go quite that deep, but because these are laid down, you do want it to be that way. And if your products were standing up, you'd just do a simple circle cutout, so that's a lot easier. But this is for something round that lays down, where you need that open door folding insert. So I want my walls to be half the height of the jar or the candle. The jar is 60, so I'm going to make this 30. So the height of it, I'm going to make 3. There we go. So I'll just pop that there roughly for now, and it needs one at the other long edge as well. So now I'll select those and I'm going to center them horizontally. Now I'm just going to zoom in as far as I can go, which is 700%. I'm going to click that top one, select it, and I'm just going to use my cursor keys on my keyboard to tap that down to where I think it's close enough so that when I come to unite these shapes, they will do. And that looks pretty good already. I'll just make sure it's not too far over. It is. Right, so your lines just want to meet. Right, so we'll zoom out again. And now we need the short walls. So we've got those two that will fold downwards on the long edges, and now we need two short ones. So we've got the height already. I just want this to be 3 centimeters wide. So just for now, so they don't move, I'm just going to group them. Nothing else, just group. And then we bring this one over roughly to where I think it needs to be. Copy and paste it, and we'll do this one first. So I'm going to align it, center it vertically, and I'm going to zoom in as high as I can go, and that actually looks pretty good. I'm just going to go backwards in case it was too close. That looks good there. And then this one, actually we'll group those. Group, so that one can't move, and then we'll select that one and that single wall. Center vertically, so now I know it's in the right place, top to bottom. Zoom in. I'm just using my cursor keys on my keyboard to tap over so that those lines just intersect. Don't want them to overlap, don't want them to be too far away. Right, so I think that's all right now, so I'm just going to group it. I'm not combining anything at the moment. Right, I'm just going to copy and paste that whole thing now. And just zoom out a little bit. And I'm going to ungroup that, and I'm probably going to need to get rid of that. Don't need it. Ungroup that. Don't need that. Ungroup that. I just wanted to get back to that original rectangle. So I'll select those and delete them. So right now this is going to be my scores layer eventually. So I'm going to change this to score. Okay. So that is, remember we talked about the top of the insert. This is, I just duplicated that. Whoa, goodness me, move. Why can't I pick that up? I can. Okay, so that's going to sit there eventually, but I won't put it there just for now because I want to unite all these. So I'm just going to select all that, and we'll see if they're in the right place to unite. And the one at this side isn't. So I'm just going to click undo. And this one, I'm going to have to ungroup it, aren't I? Yeah, it's only that one, so we can leave that one on its own. I'm just going to use my cursor key to tap it over to the left one movement. This is just to be as super accurate as you can be. We'll try unite again. I'm doing unite in case we need to take it off. Yeah, it's there. Good. So now we'll select everything and we'll center it, and the scores need to come on top, and we'll click attach. So you've got our basic shape there. You've got your insert scene right from the top, and these are the walls that will fold down into the middle. So now we need to cut this sort of gate where it cuts at the top and bottom, down the middle, and then these little doors fold inwards. Right. Okay, so the first thing I would do is I'd bring in a guide to represent my product. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to say I'm building this box around 3 jars, which are 6 centimeters wide, 6 millimeters, and 8 centimeters tall. So that represents my 1 jar. So I'm just going to put that roughly where I want it to be. I'm going to copy and paste it. So I've got my third one and paste it again. Second one rather, paste it again. So I've got my third. Then I'm going to select those 3, align them top, and distribute them horizontally. So now those are evenly spaced apart and they're all aligned top to bottom. So I'm just going to group them and then select everything and center it. So that's where my cuts need to be now, and I'm just going to make those a slightly lighter colour so I can see my lines and things when I bring them on. Okay, so we'll zoom in a little bit now. The first lines I'm going to bring in are the 2 score lines we need here and here so that we get some folds. So go to shapes, bring in a line. It comes in automatically set to score. We know it needs to be 8 centimeters high because that's the height of our product. That's going to sit in here. Put it there. Copy and paste it. Put it there more or less. select that one again. You can see in your layers panel, if you're worried about what you selected, look in your layers panel, it'll tell you. And I'm just going to align those top, and I'm going to group them. I just did that with Control G on my keyboard, and I've just moved those down with my cursor key so they fit that guide a bit better. Right, so we've got the score lines in now. If I hide the guide, where's the guide? No, that's not it. Is that the guide? Yeah, if I hide the guide, you can see them there. Just going to change. Can I change that? Rename. I know what to hide next time. Okay, so now we need the cuts. We need a cut that goes across the top, across the bottom, and down the middle. So again, shapes, bring in a line, comes in, set to score, so we change it to basic cut. And now I want to turn it around. And we know it needs to be 6 wide because that's the cutout size we need. I mean, I'm saying my jar is 6 by 8. Obviously, my product should have to be slightly smaller than 6 by 8. So if yours is 6 by 8, make your aperture 62 by 82, something like that. So there you've got your cut at the top. If you're going to try this, try it in some card that doesn't matter, just for your first practice one. But I think you'll be okay. Right, so I've selected both those lines now. You can see I want to align them left, just so I know that they're where they should be. So those, we've got the cuts top and bottom. Again, if I hide the guide, you can see them. So now I can bring in another line. This is going full height, so it needs to be 8. And it needs to be a basic cut. We'll bring that over here. Just put that there roughly. And I'm going to select all the lines now. The line at the bottom, the line at the top, and the horizontal line. And I'm going to center those horizontally. And I would say, looking at that, that line just needs to go up a little bit. Where are we? Won't let me select it there, so I'll do it there. If you can't get it on your board, on your canvas, do it in your layers panel. It's much simpler. Okay, so now I'm going to select those cut lines I brought in. You can see that they're just not quite aligned, can't you? There we go. And I'm going to group those, just so that they're all together. So now you can see we've got our 2 scores, the cut across the top, the cut at the bottom, and the one in the middle. So I'm just going to hide, no, I want to hide the box, where's that? There. I just want to be able to select all those, and I'm going to group them all together, because that's like a little set of cuts and guides that we want to keep. Don't want that back, do want that back. Don't know what that is there. Must have duplicated that by mistake. Okay, so now, is that my, yeah, I'm gonna name that something. I'm gonna call this cutout, and then I know what it is in my layers panel. Okay, so now I'm going to select that cutout and I'm going to copy and paste it, and again, so I've got 3. And now I'll show the guides again, and I'm going to bring one there. You're just going to do it by eye for now. Don't worry about being too super accurate with it, because you're going to fix that in a moment. Like that. And now I'm going to hide the guide again. Hide those. And now I'm going to select these, align them top, distribute them horizontally, and group them so they can't move. Don't want to see the guide, do want to see everything else. And that's your insert finished. So what you would do now is select everything and attach it, so that when you go to make it, everything stays exactly where it's supposed to be. I hope that helps. If you've got any queries, just ask in the comments or on the Tangle Crafts group, and I'll answer it. This was in response to somebody asking how to make one, so there it is. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.